At the end of the 19th century, substance dualism, roughly, the thesis that the human person is comprised of a substantial immaterial soul and a physical body, was widespread. Materialism was not a live option. As U.T. Place observed, ever since the debate between Hobbes and Descartes ended in apparent victory for the latter, it was taken more or less for granted that whatever answer to the mind-body problem is true, materialism must be false. This sociological fact changed quickly, bringing about what William James described as the evaporation of the definite soul substance. Arthur O. Lovejoy deemed the 20th century as the age of the great revolt against dualism. The inevitable defeat of substance dualism was assumed to be a foregone conclusion. Gilbert Ryle had, in the words of Daniel Dennett, danced quite a jig on the corpse of Cartesian dualism. Rebellious defenders of substance dualism remained. For example, C.J. Ducasse, William McDougall, G.F. Stout, Karl Popper, John Eccles. Physicalist William Lyon goes so far as to announce, "There is no doubt at all that by the last decades of the 19th century and the first 3 decades of the 20th century, the new scientific psychologist's view of the correct way of finding out about minds, and implicitly of the nature of minds, was deeply Cartesian." Yet despite a remarkable rise in apt defenders in the latter 20th century, novel and sophisticated defenses of substance dualism were largely ignored. In the words of D.M. Armstrong, dualism was seen as curiously formal and empty. Daniel Dennett incites the overall acceptance of the dogmatic rule that dualism is to be avoided at all costs. Denunciations of substance dualism are often expressed quite dramatically. Here is a representative sample. Few ideas are as unsupported, ridiculous, and even downright harmful as that of the human soul. Dualism is akin to explaining lightning in terms of Thor's anger, and hence is fundamentally primitive and pre-scientific. The concept of a non-physical soul looks increasingly like an outdated theoretical curiosity. To defend dualism is to close one's eyes to the enormous and ongoing scientific developments in the mind and brain sciences in the past few centuries, and to wallow in mystery. Immaterial mind, or soul, like élan vital, elf, or chupacabras, are ghostly expressions that come from mistaken frameworks or conceptions and do not refer to anything. There is no spirit-driven life force, no throbbing, heaving, pullulating protoplasmic mystic jelly. Life is just bytes and bytes and bytes of digital information.